So first of all, would you mind telling me about your career path? How did you end up doing the things you are doing here?
Wow, where should I start? I graduated at Lund University, and then I got involved with a research environment, Remeso. You know about Remeso? So I moved partly over to Linköping University and finally 100%. So I was employed at the business administration, but I did all my research at Remeso. And later I became the study director at business administration, which is, a leadership role, which also ended up with me getting the questions if I want to take over as head of division at Remeso. And I found that interesting because that's where I had my research, and, being more tightly connected to Remeso, actually having my position at Remeso, my employment at Remeso. Well, at Lund, I think my research that I did at Lund University was even more far from, from the, we call it the omgivande samhället, with, municipalities, with, it was very internal, academic work, writing for academics, and so on. And when I came to Remeso, the research became more, out, how should you say? I mean, it's research about migration, which is a very, hot societal issue right now. So you could really see what kind of, impact it could have, but still you can't really see that your research has that impact. You go to conferences, you meet not only the academic conferences, you get invited by, different kinds of actors out there. But when I got the question if I wanted to come here, I saw that this is really where you can CKS is, we have a large part of our financing from the municipalities. We have agreements with them, which means that we're supposed to do research which is relevant for municipal activities for those organizations. So this was one further step towards a more outreaching environment, because when you've been doing research for several years, you start to get tired of not really seeing what the impact. You can see the impact, impact factor of the of the journal that you're publishing in, but the impact out there in society, it's not as obvious. But here, what we do here is always, with the aim of having an impact or being relevant for those who work in the municipalities or in the region or in politics, local politics or local administration and stuff like that. So it was easy to accept the offer of coming here. So I think, and that's so it was really the samverkan. What do you call that in your project?
Collaboration.
Yeah, that was really what was pulling me here, because I think after a while you get, at least speak for myself, I get getting tired of doing research, not seeing the impact of it.
And why is it important for you to see the impact? There are hundreds of researchers that are okay without seeing the impact.
Yes, I mean it's social science. It should be relevant for society. And of course, it's important to do research which is developing theory, developing methods, and so on. Of course, but you also have to do research that. I mean, those are theory and methods are tools in order to do good research, which should be relevant for society. But when you feel that you stop at just doing the developing methods or theory or so, or you do things that you can see you have results that should be relevant, but you cannot really see how to communicate it, because you publish in academic journals, and people out there in the municipalities that work with politics or administration, they don't read those. You see what I mean? So, and I mean, it wouldn't be a problem if you had resources to do it. But when you're in any division, you don't have those resources. Here at CKS, you have the resources. We have time, in our employment that are for outreach activities in a way that you don't have at other places. So it's not enough that you want to do the outreach activities, but you need to have the resources. And I think that's also the dilemma that you're studying, right? As I understood. I mean, there can be, an ambition. It can also be, it's Linköping University. It's, very explicit that we should do outreach activities, and we should communicate our research results and so on. But you don't have, resources to go out there and to spend a lot of time doing it. Then you lose research time, or you have to work on your spare time, and so on. So it's a dilemma, really, but not as much here, because research and outreach, they are interconnected in the way we work here.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I have so many questions in my head now.
Okay.
First of all, so your collaboration activities only really started when you moved to Linköping from Lund. Is this a correct impression?
Yes, I would say so. We didn't have that much outreach.
Yeah, so after the PhD. And does it matter for you that you make an impact in this region and in this municipality? Or are all municipalities the same?
I think it's important to have, our research should be relevant for any municipality, but we're also financed by the local municipalities. So of course we need to have a dialogue with them, what they see as relevant research questions. But it doesn't work in the way that they order research from us. Rather that we agree on certain fields of, research fields that are relevant for them and what they see. For example, lately they've been talking more about digitalization in municipality politics and administration and so on. So that will be probably a new research field that we will enter into. They have been interested. We have every third year we formulate a research plan, you could say, together with the municipalities or representatives of the municipalities in our board. And right now we have 3 different research fields. One about local democracy, politics and democracy. One about management and organization of municipal activities. And one about local planning, you could say, more about the long-term infrastructural planning